What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Box Office Banner. Just me and Brandon here today. We just got back from the movie theater. Went and saw Don't Worry, Darling. A lot of controversy
one.
surrounding this.
Oh, dude. I was so shocked that it fell on its face like this because it was
36 critic score right now.
yeah, I thought it was going to be like some Oscar contender and I was like Florence Pugh's going to murder it, that I'm in love with her for whatever reason, have been for a while, and I was just ready for it to be special. And then out of nowhere, controversy hit it. And then out of nowhere, the critics are shitting on it. And then, the few people that have seen it say it's, boring or some shit like that from the early screenings. I'm just like, what happened? It seemed like overnight, everything flipped on its head.
Yeah.
So I was really curious going into this one if I'm just like, are these motherfuckers crazy? Because they might be crazy. Because even the people that were, downing it, they were like, well, Florence Pugh still fucking kills it. So I was like, that might be enough for me being a Florence Pugh
saving
fan.
grace. Florence
Yeah,
Pugh.
but you can't have an absolute shit movie. But from the trailer, could this really be that shit? Or did people get wrapped up in the controversy that much? Because,
Dude, yeah, 37% is pretty
that's steep.
pretty low, and I'm pretty shocked, as you said, leaving the theater. You're like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Why the critic score is this low?
Because it's one of those movies, despite what we tell you what we're about to think, it feels like a critical darling, no pun intended, kind of movie. When I left it, I was like, really? They gave it that? What? It just feels like a movie that critics would be like, even if you're like, I could see how it would divide audiences. They'd be like, okay, well, what does this mean? And how does this go like this and then like this? And then it was slow. And then I feel like it never really met its potential. I could see people saying shit like that. That's not saying we think that. But critics, though, you get a vibe for that kind of thing. I really thought they were going to kill it. But what did you think of the movie?
I enjoyed it. To be honest, I didn't know too much about it going into it. I'd only seen the trailer one time.
Oh, really?
And it's it's the last movie I went to see. I think you missed. It was Pearl.
Pearl was the first time you saw the trailer?
The first trailer. I'd kind of heard about it in the controversy, but I hadn't actually seen the trailer yet.
That's shocking. Did the trailer intrigue you at all? Or were you just like...
No, I was very mid on it. I didn't really care to see it too much just based off the trailer. But like you said, Florence Pugh's in it. I definitely wanted to see it because of her. We all love Florence Pugh, but the trailer didn't hook me and be like, oh my God, I want to fucking see this.
See, I was hooked from the trailer. I was just like the music, just wondering what the fuck was going on.
It definitely seems like a you and Rodney movie.
Oh yeah, I'm off of it. Any Florence Pugh movie is gonna be and Rodney movie really, but the feel of it feels like a movie that me and Rodney would watch in general. This movie though, I can't harp on enough. Surprised critics didn't like it because I think the performances were all good.
Everybody, yeah.
Nobody did bad in this movie. I saw a lot of people that the critics just Florence Pugh carries it. Other people, basically gave the gist that other people did not measure up or something. And I did not get that feel at all.
Harry Styles did great.
Harry Styles surprised me,
yeah.
actually. I was like, man, this motherfucker is acting his ass off. And Chris Pine was he had the perfect, it was the perfect balance of just yeah, I'm nice right now, but I feel like there's ulterior motives. He really lingered that around the screen very well. Whether he does or not, remains to be seen. All the other wives, Olivia Wilde in her own movie was great as a side character. If there was problems on set and there was a lot of shit going on, I think I didn't feel it on screen at all. There was no weird impasse, tension. It felt like everybody was connected and they all knew each other in this little bubble that, was created here in this film. I thought the cinematography was really good a lot of the times. I think the editing was sharp, and the story isn't mind-blowing, but it is one of those films where it does have its own story, it does have its own twist that you may or may not see coming, but it also has those little undertones of deeper messages within real life that they can be strong at points, but that's fine. As long as it's not beating me over the head the whole movie, where it's the undertones with the side of movie. This is a movie with a side of undertones, and yes, it gets a little stronger as it goes on, but it doesn't ever take me out of the film. It feels like it balances out well for me. And honestly, like I love this movie. I was surprised. Like I was kind of, like I really liked this movie. I wanted to like it more. I was worried it was going to be one of those films where it was just like maybe it just doesn't, like, a lot of great ideas but it doesn't quite flesh out. But by the ending, I found myself loving this movie. And I think a lot of people won't necessarily like the ending, but for me, I loved it. And yeah, I'm curious to see what more and more people say about this as it goes on, because I'm really afraid that this movie is going to get shit on due to those controversies. Like, people are just going to pile on, because that's what a lot of people do. They're like fucking hyenas. They're just like, they smell blood, and they're just like, yeah, the movie sucks. Let me join in with the crowd. And even the critics, though, I thought they would at least, like, that's what's surprising to me. Yeah, I'd love this movie, actually.
Well, yeah, right now the audience score is at 86, which, if anything, I would have thought audience and critic scores would have been switched. I feel like this is more
Yeah.
a critic movie to be at 86, and audience is kind of split.
Yeah.
But yeah, the audiences are liking it so far, with 250 plus verified ratings at.
Yeah. I think I saw it only had like a 6.1 on IMDb, though, which is not good. But that's fine.
6.1, yeah.
This is a mixed kind of
No,
movie,
yeah.
for sure. It will be. But the critics, what the fuck is going on here? Even the critics are doing that? Yeah. So you want to give scores real quick? We could talk a little spoiler-ish type stuff if you want after.
Yeah, see, I mean, I like this movie. I'm not too far either way. I was very mid on it up until the last 30, 40 minutes. Like, it really picks up there at the end, and that really raised my score. Florence Pugh at the end. The one scene you were kind of talking about where you said you feel it, we'll get into it a little bit more, but, like, the emotions that you kind of felt towards the end of the movie really hit you. So the ending really jacked my score up, but I'm sitting at like a 7.4 on this right now. Very
Nice.
respectable movie.
Yeah, I went from being like at a mid-7, didn't think it was going to hit the marks. I was worried about that. But then the ending for me really worked, and it bumped it up to like, I don't know about mid-8, but like close to that, like an 8.3. And then I started thinking about how the movie's like an 8.3, but Florence Pugh, dude, she has my heart. Like, I was just sitting there, I was like, she's elevating it, the movie even more for me, and everybody else's performances were carrying this source material more for me, because I thought everybody killed it. So now I'm kind of like an 8.7 out of nowhere, dude. This one climbed a lot for me the more I thought about it. Like,
Sitting at a 7.5 and jumped up to an 8.
yeah, it was the climb of like 7.5. Okay, they did like kind of what I wanted them to do. The movie is like about a mid-8, actually, close to that now. And then it gets
Your
the
love
extra
for
points
Pew.
because I was just like,
That
God.
Pew push.
yeah, the Pew push, bro. Always here for that Pew push. Yeah, 8.7, I think, for me, dude. I go see this movie. We're
It's
about
definitely
to
worth a see, yeah.
talk
absolutely.
some spoilers. I think it was good, dude. I think it was really good objectively, and for me, I think it was great. I think it at least should be an objectively good movie. Like, I'm shocked that people are acting like it's shit so far. But yeah,
Let's get to some spoilers.
spoiler territory. Okay, so Chris Pine, dude, what the fuck is going on with this? This shit fucked me up, man, a little bit. Like, I feel like I should have seen it coming more, because the world does feel so, like, superficial and shit. But, like, these motherfuckers are all, like, sleeping in this, like, reality that Chris Pine
Like a
has
simulation.
created. Yeah.
Simulated world.
Yeah, and there's the one girl. I saw one critic say that, and they're just like, it was something along the lines of like how, like, I don't like what how it treats other races or something. I guess because the black girl is the one that like got her throat.
Of
She-
course.
Yeah, she slit her throat, and Florence Pugh saw that. But like, it's one constant like. The black girl woke up to it, and then Florence Pugh is now waking up to it too, like maybe kind of in and out, like she don't want to believe it, and she starts to believe it more and more and more and more, and she knows what she's seeing is true, and she's basically waking up like, what even just happened? Oh my God. And it's like, you're crazy. It's a psychosis, classic thing. And Chris Pine has created this little world, and it was kind of rewarding, I think, at the dinner scene to like see
Yes.
that moment. I love that
scene.
scene. Like, I love, like, because I didn't expect it. He just flat out was just like
Let's battle. Let's
yeah,
go.
he straight up just like Chris Pine just told Florence Pugh's character just like told her to basically bring it on. Like, like, it's great. Like, to become great, you have to have people that challenge you and push you. And I love how Florence Pugh immediately too basically took Harry Styles' seat. She's like, thank
That
you.
was a
I want to
boss
sit
ass.
eye to eye with you. And I don't even think Chris Pine was ready for her to like, like maybe he thought he was like, I'm about to put her back in her place. I don't even give a fuck if you're coming to me. And she's just like confronting the whole fucking dinner table. I actually really enjoyed that scene.
I think that might have been my favorite scene of
Yeah.
the movie. The intensity of that, and like you said, when
Mm-hmm.
Harry Styles he basically got a promotion at the workplace that he works. So they were having like a celebratory dinner, and Chris Pine's character is the head guy, so he was coming to their house. So
Yeah, they're all like, "How'd you even pull that off?" 'Cause that's how big of a name he is in this community.
And this is set back in like the 50s where like the man sits at the head of the table or whatever. So the man sitting at the head of the table on top of his promotion dinner, like celebrating him, and he goes to sit down. Florence Pugh just slides in and takes his chair, and everybody just like stops talking, and it's like,
Yeah, like,
what
women
the
run this
fuck?
bitch.
And Harry Styles just goes along with it and sits like at the side of it. Yeah, just the intensity of that moment was.
Yeah, it was a good little cat and mouse banner. Like, and it really, like, you could see how she would seem crazy. And those are the undertones, I'm speaking on. There's so much of that, how girls, a lot of times, us as men, we're at fault in that way, where they will say something. Because, maybe it is, it's not their fault, but women are more emotionally vulnerable. So they can say things that seem a little, like, crazier, like, out of the ordinary to us guys. But at the end of the day, we still need to listen, because maybe this part one isn't crazy. Maybe this is something I need to listen up to. Maybe I need to hear this person out, that is like my significant other and all that shit. So like just the undertones of that and how she's made to seem crazy, because that's like how, a lot of women feel, to at least to some degree, maybe not to this degree, but can be to this degree, like in a serious situation, like, hey, I don't trust this guy over here. Like, oh, you're overreacting. Like, no, like, I need you to, like, make sure, like, this guy over here, like, I think he could hurt me, he could kill me, he could rape me. And the guy, like, John's a great guy. And then you wake up the next day, like, these things happen. And then, your wife or girlfriend is raped, is killed. So a lot of undertones with that. And then, of course, the ending, too, where you're having, like, Harry Styles just saying, like, she's like, this was my life. It's like, no, we're perfect here because I said so. And then, of course, the girls have to stay home. They clean up everything, or the guy goes to work, trapping them in those old school ideologies and shit like that, and feeling the need to break out. Like, I really enjoyed the undertones here. Whether or not I agree with it, because I hate women, but... No, I'm just playing. Undertones, I think, were good here. I don't think they were too heavy-handed. It felt like there was a movie over top of them. Yeah, and then you got these fuckers that like are like the cleanup crew, like the guys in the red suit. Yeah, the red jumpsuit apparatuses. Yeah, those motherfuckers, dude. Like they weren't even saying shit. They were just fucking. They were just programmed. Like they're just like, I'm coming to get you right now. And that one scene we were talking about, dude, that was sad. Like, you could, again, it was the classic, like, I need you to believe me. I need you to believe me. And Harry Styles is just like, I'm not having that. Of course, at that time, we didn't realize that Harry Styles was in on the simulation, but he just was like, yeah, sure, we'll be good. And then he's just apologizing to her, like, yeah, like, hey, like, I'm sorry. I did everything in my power to not allow this to happen, but you just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So now you got to face the consequences. And you see those red jumpsuit motherfuckers, like, yanking her out of the car. And, like, what is she screaming? She's like, I swear I'll be better. I'll do better. Like, that's another undertone kind of thing.
Just clinging on, like, trying to grab onto him. Like, please.
Yeah, and that scene, like, is emotional as fuck
like
for me
four
for some
dudes
reason.
dragging her out
yeah,
of the
it's just
car
like,
against
in the
her
moment,
will.
like, as a man, I'm just like, motherfucker, do something. Like, your wife, girlfriend, whatever the fuck. Like, if that's happened to you in real life, just imagining that you're calling that on, all because you don't even believe her to, like, it's a very good scene, and I was really pulled in the movie. And then Harry Styles acting too, where he's like, fuck, he's screaming,
like
and
punching the
yeah,
steering
like
wheel.
I'm feeling him in that moment. It's very good shit. And overall, like the ending, well, let's talk about the simulation, how it even got set up. Florence Pugh is a fucking nurse. She literally, you were talking about like a 30-hour shift.
She says in the movie, she's like, I just got done working a 30-hour shift, and I got to go back to work in 6 hours. Like, I'm tired. I want to sleep.
Yeah, she's like trying to fuck.
30 fucking.
Yeah, I don't blame her right there at all. Like,
That's
I'm
almost
going
a
to
week
bed.
of work. Like,
Yeah, right there.
You pulled in a shift.
But
Fuck
they're having those problems. He's just like, he looks like a down and out guy. He doesn't look like an
Very
attractive, Harry Styles. They're in this like shithole looking apartment. He's on the computer. he's just like, well, I hadn't ate yet because you hadn't texted me back. Or we're like, why? It's because you didn't text me back. And it's like, well, why would you just make you some food? And it's like, I don't have my phone when I'm like doing surgery. And he's just like, would have been nice to know. So they're clearly having problems. They're
They're not
barely
happy.
getting by. And he makes the choice for him. He starts, he's the computer guy. He's fucking listening to Chris Pine's character. And he took her life away by making them do this simulation.
So he essentially like apply for it, and Chris Pine's character's created this world where the man puts the woman under like a spell. Like they show her in bed and like her eyes are open and there's this like red laser like scanning her eyes, and she's essentially asleep but her conscience is awake in this simulation, living this perfect life. So husbands are choosing to put their wives in there so that they can be happy. That was like the whole thought process from Harry Styles was, I wanted to give you the perfect life. This was the only way I could do that because we weren't happy in our real life. You're working all the time. You get to stay here in this simulation because when the husbands go to work, they're actually clocking out of the simulation to take care of their wives' bodies that are laying there. Like, you saw them like wringing the towel out in her mouth, giving her water so she doesn't die. Like, so they're working like a shift in the real world to allow their wives to have this perfect life, which it was very powerful towards the end where Florence Pugh kind of figures out, and her and Harry are having that talk, and she's like, you can't choose to take my life away from me. Yeah. Like, you get the sentiment and like what he was trying to do, but you can't just take someone's life away from them against their will.
As a man, you don't get to make these choices for women. Like, we cannot be that controlling type of deal. And then Olivia Wilde too, like finding out that she was in on it. She's like, I've known the whole time, but I liked her, the way she came back, and I always felt like she was in on it in some way. She was the one girl that was just like, there's something there. She knows something. But I like her character arc of turning around and just risking it all for like her, because she's helping her get away and she's doing it in the middle of everybody. She's just like, you deserve this. And even her situation where she's like, well, you knew about this, didn't tell me what's going on. It's like, my kids are here. It's like, your kids aren't real. And just that could touch into like something too on a spiritual level where like men aren't there for women as much when it comes to stuff like that. Like postpartum type of shit, fucking losing your kids. Like, it's not like a get over it thing, but the everlasting effect that has on a woman is so much greater than we can grasp. And then also you could look at it too, just like a woman is almost like fine. Sometimes they're battered in that way to where like, as long as they have their kids, they don't care about the surrounding situations. So that's more undertones there. And even like her fucking her husband's Nick Kroll in this movie, which is weird.
Can't stand him.
I can't either. But it was kind of,
he did a good job in this movie.
He did.
To be
it was kind of cool to like see him in the role. But even like something as silly as that, like she basically like threw him away. It was almost like the woman taking the bull by the horns, like, get the fuck out of here, Nick Kroll, tossing him down. And that whole scene like was intense too. And then they were driving away. Like, I really enjoyed all that. The music, I love the musical score in this movie. Whatever that little cue up they did with like the like weird shit they were doing, like they would insert that in at different scenes, and it was very powerful. I thought it really helped carry the movie. And that builds that crescendo where she's heading to what she found earlier, trying to get back to the real world, because Olivia Wilde let her know, like, you're not going to go back in. Like, it's done. You're done. And it kind of ends there abruptly.
Well, so, pausing you real quick, because I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Was there any meaning, or how did you take the one girl stabbing Chris Pine?
I meant to touch on that. I think there.
Would you read into that, or was
for me, that was a thing where it's just like, you could look at it multiple ways, like the woman finally standing up and, putting herself front and center, like defeating that stigma, becoming like the alpha. But it also, what was the other thing I was going to say about it?
Did she know she was in the simulation now? Did she figure it out? Did she know all along?
I think she knew all along, and she was stepping out of like the stigma, kind of like she was taking control of her own situation by taking down the head and like showing that like, I can be like the alpha in a weird way. There's different ways you can look at it, and then there was another way. But as I was explaining that, I was gonna circle my way back around to it, and now I can't fucking for the life of me figure out why that is. But I do think she knew everything.
See, the way I initially took it was she didn't know and she just found out, and she was almost taking her frustration out on Chris Pine. But they don't really touch on it too much, and it was a pretty quick scene. She stabbed him and like turned that knife, and like kind of felt that. Felt like there was some hidden feelings when she.
Yeah, I feel like it's supposed to just show that like she's been in that person just like, hey, I'm the almighty leader and you're always in the background. You know, you're for show. Like she gave their little performance at like the party and shit. That's all you are. We glorify you for your looks and all that shit. Until she finally, at the end, she stepped out of her bubble and attacked at Florence Pugh. She stood up, and then she stood up by taking down, I guess, the movie's monster too. I think that there's a message there, I think, too. I think that's kind of what they were going for. They wanted her to kill him for that reason. And then there was something else I had, but I'm not going to dwell on it right now, as we can't just keep doing that unless it comes back to me at the end where I can loop it back around. But then Florence Pugh, it's like she's about to, it's like slow-mo. She's about to try to go into the real world again, and Harry Styles shows up one more time. And you could even look at that, just like how men can be relentless and shit, but it's also like a touching moment. Like, I didn't want it to end this way because she kills Harry Styles.
I was going to say, I don't think we touched on it. She ends up killing him in the simulation, which you find out kills the husband in real life. So she, like, walks outside their, like, cul-de-sac, like, covered in blood. Mm-hmm. And, like, lampposts start, like, exploding and stuff. Yeah. And, like, the women start to, like, almost, like, wake up in a way. And then she gets in a car chase, and the guy, like 50 guys in red jumpsuits come out.
Yeah, they're just
in cars, and they're like chasing her, and she's going to the like, what'd they call it, like the portal or whatever, back to the real world.
Yeah, and then that's she touches it. She does that little pass out thing again, and it's kind of like I don't really necessarily know how to interpret that yet. Like, I'm still kind of dwelling on it.
Processing
like she got through or didn't get through.
I like to believe she woke up.
Yeah, like almost like waking up from a nightmare that men created. Yeah, because I mean, you could definitely look at it that way.
Just thinking about it now, like, let's say she wakes up and like takes the clips out of her eyes. Like, Harry Styles is dead next to her. Like, she killed him, and
I think that's why it's appropriate to end it there, because it would have dragged out kind of weird. I love like ambiguous endings like that, where you can piece it together. Like, and then just how it calmly, does that little like, baby, that darling.
Darling. I love how the title showed up.
Yeah, and it kind of left me like dead in my tracks for a second. I was like, damn, okay, all right. Like, because sometimes, like, when they drag out, you're like, God, if they just would cut it right here. Whereas some people are like, I need more. I can't put it together in my mind. I don't have an imagination. But, like, ending it there abruptly made me just, like, recap everything. It was like a fucking lightning bolt. Like, damn, okay, fuck, all right. It really set me into that, like, thinking after the movie zone. And, yeah, I mean, I loved it. I think it was a
very solid movie. Definitely go see it.
No doubt about it.
We got anything else?
Nope. I wish I could remember the other kind of metaphor I got for the one girl stabbing Chris Pine, because that was the most I took away from that. But the other couple things I said were other things that maybe were intended, maybe not, but you could read into. Yep. That's it, guys. Go see it.